Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to talk about Mehira because I think it is about time for a discussion due to her performance in Dream Realm over the last few days. A lot of people are getting maybe a bit anxious about thinking if they should recruit her, build her up, because she is meta even in some top boss comps for Dream Realm content currently as of right now. So what I want to start with is we're going to do a recap of the last 4 or 5 days of Dream Realm and show the top team and then how big of a score gap Mehira is actually providing. So Magmazar today, the top team is with Mehira, definitely, and it is hitting around 660 billion. Now, there are good no Mehira team options as well, which are hitting over even 600 billion damage. Really, this one here, or versions of this, there's still some modifications which are happening right now, and also I didn't have the smoky charm. So basically, there are teams hitting up to 610, 620 billion without Mehira, but Mehira is providing like a 40 billion score gap, which is really big. Definitely making her, she would basically allow you to get that higher ranking position compared to people who do not have Mehira. There's no question about that. For Mirage Frostbite, even though Mehira was in the top team, it was just such a minuscule difference, like a 5 billion, like 552 I think was the highest I hit, and it's 547 even with an Alicent team without Mehira. So really for Mirage Frostbite, I don't consider that a big enough damage difference to warrant actually building her. Because that difference is just not meaningful enough. So really for Mirage Frostbite, Alicent is the queen, and I would not say that Mehira is a must for this boss. For Sigmund, Mehira wasn't even anywhere to be found. The top teams were non-Mehira teams, as you see here. I mean, she was in the second best team, but like a 30 billion score gap was provided by a non-Mehira team. So again, not really meta here. Nocturne Judicator Mehira was meta again. And this was providing a substantial store increase, around about 20 billion damage compared to a non-Mehira team. For Nocturne Judicator, she is really good because like Fresto, she will provide buffs to your team. Fresto provides buffs from the form of his quality bonus from his charms, and then they both provide debuffs onto the boss. So they provide HP loss damage. So they're perfectly suited for this Nocturne Judicator boss. Mehira is really good here, but that is it, and Thalassa Mehira was not used because her range wasn't even high enough to reach the boss. So basically that's what we have it for these past 5 days. In Blightroom, which is coming tomorrow, it's very likely Mehira is going to be in the top team. She's really suited to this boss. You don't have the twins for the haste buff. Mehira does that. And even in the past week, before Mythic Charms, Mehira was there. And that means after Mythic Charms, she's almost definitely going to be there and probably providing a pretty big score gap as well. So Blightroom, she's definitely meta. King Croaker, I don't know as of right now. When we get Mythic Charms, I think there's a good chance Mehira will probably be there. Necrodraken, I have no idea. Generally, Necrodraken is dominated by Harok, and in those teams, Mehira doesn't really work or synergize. I don't think Mehira will be good for Necrodraken, but who knows at this point. So really, it is Blightroom, probably definitely. King Croaker, there's a chance. And then the other bosses that we reviewed. So there we have basically the performance of Mehira right now, which is overall across the board at the current boss, like basically lineup and a number of top teams she's in. That is a good enough reason to consider building her. And like if for example you're a player who has the resources necessary to Supreme Plus another Celestial Hypogean you've been saving, and you have, you know, Alicent, Veilrand already built, you can consider Mehira as that next target. However, I do think that's also a bit risky currently. I think the safest decision is to wait a bit longer, definitely, because Galahad is being released in just around 5 days from right now. Maybe actually, 5 days from right now. And she is going to completely shake up Endless Dream Realm, assuming she's released as she was on Pioneer server, which I'm hoping is the case. And that could even potentially take Mehira out of some bosses that she was in. So that's one thing we have to definitely watch out for before investing into Mehira. See a full rotation of Dream Realm bosses once Galahad is out, and see how many teams is Mehira now going to be in. The other thing is upcoming Celestial Hypogean heroes. Even though Mehira is having Dream Realm usage, we're always worried about that massive game-changing Celestial Hypogean like we got with the Twins. That was really the best example of a hero we got. And that completely like revolutionizes the meta of Dream Realm and becomes a must-pull game-breaking status. And I don't know if we're going to get another one of those heroes anytime soon. I think there is a good chance when we get a Hypogean support, there could be some potential there as a support kind of as good as, you know, Rainier and Twins that we have, or hopefully as good as Twins, because Twins were completely game breaking. So that's always the worry, right? Like investing into a hero now, then not having enough resources to build maybe an even more important must-pull hero. But obviously, at the same time, if you have the resources to build Mehira, after Gala, you can make your decision, but probably I would wait even a bit longer after Gala. Probably by the end of December, we will get news if there's any upcoming like third Celestial Hypogean of the season. I would definitely think we would get news about that at least 10 days in advance to the release of it. And like, there's just not much more time left in the season. So I think if we keep waiting, we're going to be pretty sure whether there is a third or not Celestial Hypogean this season. I still have no idea. And if there isn't, then that's more of a reason to maybe pull Mehira, because, you know, then otherwise you're going to be waiting all the way until the beginning of the next season. And yeah, we don't know which hero it's going to be. It's probably going to be a Celestial hero, and probably, yeah, almost definitely not a Celestial support. Probably some other class, which may not be actually even good for Dream Realm. So overall, I basically want to say Mehira is good. She's a solid hero, and she's a hero actually worth investing into Supreme Plus. She's basically the same tier as heroes like maybe Baelran. I think that in terms of Dream Realm right now, at the current boss lineup we have, Alicent is number 1. Baelran and Mehira are around about number 2. But the thing is, the performance of these endless damage dealers for Dream Realm is going to heavily depend on which bosses are actually going to be remaining on in the next season. In the next season, I really feel Magmazar, Blightshroom probably are going to remain, because these are 2 bosses which were just added this season. Maybe even Mirage Frostbite will remain. And in Magmazar, Blightshroom, Mehira probably is going to be dominant. And also Baelran is dominant in both of them. He's really good in both of them. Alicent is good for Blightshroom. Mirage Frostbite probably is also going to remain. We just got it this season as well. And usually these bosses remain for at least 2 seasons, maybe even more than that. Thalassa, I have a feeling is probably going to go. Nocturne Judicator, I also think is going to go. We've had already 2 seasons of them. And like Nocturne Judicator, Mehira is really good. Thalassa, Mehira is not good. Like as an example. So that's also the thing. And you can just not predict it. And so really when it comes down to it at the end of the day, like, this is the important point, which is that if you invest into a hero, like, there are people who've invested into Baelran and then they feel maybe a bit of regret because you're seeing Alicent completely, like, really dominate this season for this boss lineup. She is. But Baelran still is not relevant. He is actually in the overall top team for Magmazar today. And so if you don't have him, you are going to suffer. And then the other thing is whichever bosses come out in the future, it could be then Baelran's time to shine again. So like all of these endless damage dealers, they're eventually going to have a role. We've even seen that with Freya's. We thought he was power crept, completely out of the meta. But no, he comes back for certain various bosses and also Titan Reaver and of course Ravage Rum at the end of the season. So basically, if you're investing into a good heavy like damage dealing endless damage dealer, your investment will not go to waste. Like, obviously, there's always that like chance of maybe making a slightly more optimal decision, but we don't know what is going to be the boss lineup next season. For what any of us knows, it could maybe be that Baelran is number 1. Even compared to Alicent and Mehira. Or it could be that Mehira is number 1. A lot of things are going to change season after season, but these heroes which you invest into, these endless damage dealers, they're always going to be relevant for something. At a minimum, Ravage Realm, and probably more likely, maybe 1 or 2 bosses, them being best in. So overall, Mehira is a great investment, basically. Also, in PvP, Mehira is pretty interesting. I mean, I don't think she is really overpowered or anything in PvP. But definitely, I do try to use her in one of my teams for Supreme Arena, for example, in PvP, because I do think that she is an overall useful hero, even there. So, and of course, AFK stages as well, she's great, but she can even do that 1 copy. So, basically, a summary of all of my opinions right now is that wait for Gala's release on December 18th. then follow it up with a full 8-day rotation of all bosses, seeing what is the meta now that Gala is released. Then follow it up with an upcoming maybe announcement of a third Celestial Hyper-G in the season, or not, because then if there's no announcement, then we also know, okay, it's probably just Mehira and Alicent this season. And if that is the case, and if you have the resources, and if Mehira is still relevant after Gala, then you can go ahead and pull the trigger and build her. But if you are a mid to higher spender player and you want to build all of these heroes, like we said, endless heroes are always going to be useful to have on your account. For a complete account, it's going to be important. Then you can go ahead and build her right now. Like, she is a meta hero. There's no question that she is a good investment to be building the Supreme Plus on your account. It's only a question of, is she the exact most optimal, especially for newer free-to-play players who have very limited resources and are trying to catch up by making the optimal investments. That's the only point where basically it's a tough call right now, and you want to be careful. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts about Mehira in the comment section down below. If you've already pulled her, or you're planning to pull her, or what your opinions are, please feel free to share them. That's always much appreciated. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark my link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just go to that bookmark link and make the purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.